Hello and welcome to the Times of India. You're with Times of India's Election Data Center, and we are going to discuss the state of Delhi, where there is a triangular fight between BJP, Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress Party in a bid to revive itself. To discuss more, I've got with me our data scientist Rishabh Srivastav and Times of India's Kumar Shakti Shekhar. Rishabh, if I can start with you first. Maps look familiar in this part of the world with all saffron. Can you take us through the past few elections?
Now, Delhi, Sanjeev, has been a state that has swung considerably over the years. If we go all the way back 2 decades to 1999, Sanjeev, we see that this was the last time when the BJP had a clean sweep in the state. In the next state election in 2003, Congress again swept back to power. And in 2004, what we saw was that Congress again won 6 out of the 7 seats. So we're seeing a trend here, which is that typically the person who wins Delhi also ends up ruling the country. And in 2008, again, the Congress swept to power in the state. In 2009, they also had a very healthy majority. They had a clean sweep in the state.
So this is the time when Sheila Dikshit was there for the Congress.
She was there and she was extremely popular at the time. But in 2013, we saw a third player enter the scene. The Aam Aadmi Party tore into the Congress's vote share, and while BJP's main vote share remained the same. So in 2013, we saw a fractured mandate, and in 2014, with the Modi wave, the BJP completely swept back to power. And what was interesting, though, was that at a time when the BJP thought that it had the hearts and minds of the people of Delhi, 2015 proved them wrong because AAP had an unprecedented performance in the state elections. And since then, of course, a lot has changed. Arvind Kejriwal's popularity has fluctuated wildly. And it'll be very interesting to see whether AAP can maintain its stranglehold on the city in the face of both a resurgent Congress and an ascendant BJP.
Shakti, if I can bring you in, how do you see the Congress trying to regain its foothold in Delhi again?
It has brought back Sheila Dikshit, the popular chief minister who had ruled Delhi for 15 long years for 3 terms. Now with Sheila back, the Congress hopes to regain some of its lost ground.
That's an interesting point, Rishabh, because we've seen a lot of reports which say that if it wasn't for Sheila Dikshit, there would have been an alliance between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party in this election.
The implications of that are fairly obvious. So if you go back to 2014, and if you look at BJP's vote share in 2014, now their vote share was 46.4% in 2014, and this fell to about 32% in 2015 in the state elections. So firstly, we have seen that the people of Delhi tend to vote very differently in state and in national elections. And secondly, if you look at the combined AAP and Congress vote share, right? So an ascendant Congress would be great for the BJP.
That's interesting, Rishabh, because 32.9 for AAP and 15.1 for Congress in 2014. So that would add up to more than 46.4 for BJP. So that actually would have meant that both AAP and Congress could have had a clean sweep in this election in Delhi.
So this means that even during the peak of the Modi wave, had AAP and Congress had a unified front, they would have presented a very strong opposition to the BJP. It's very difficult to really quite call it because we know that BJP's vote share is going to fall, but whether it falls enough for a divided opposition to come through remains to be seen.
It's almost like the West Bengal model where even if the Trinamool loses votes and BJP gains, but will that be enough for them to actually win seats?
Absolutely, Sanjeev.
Shakti, if I can bring you in, we've talked about this whole how the alliance did not work out. What do you think were the factors that went into the Congress and the AAP not aligning together for this crucial election?
The Aam Aadmi Party wanted Congress to align with it not just in Delhi but also in Haryana and Punjab. But Congress wasn't ready for the other 2 states. This was the single most important factor why this alliance didn't take place between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party.
What is the kind of increase that the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party will need in their vote share from 2014 to actually convert them into seats?
Now, a lot depends, Sanjeev, on who do former BJP voters vote for. What's fascinating in this scenario is that if the vote shares remain exactly the same as what they were in 2014, but if Congress and AAP had an alliance, then BJP's tally would have fallen from 7 seats to just 1 seat. So this does seem on its face to be a strategic misstep by both the AAP and the Congress. And in the current scenario, the situation is that even if BJP's tally falls by 4% and Congress's tally, maybe in terms of vote share, increases by a certain amount, so like you'll see that even if again BJP's tally falls by up to 6% and Congress and UPA gain a little bit, BJP will maybe lose 2 seats at most. If say BJP's vote share falls to by maybe 10%, but all of this 10% ends up going to the Congress, that's going to have almost no implications on the elections, because that would basically mean that the BJP is home and dry. But if their vote share dips and most of their lost
vote accrues to AAP only then.
Only then will we see a major electoral challenge.
This time it's unlikely that we'll see like a 7-0 thing, is it?
I would think so, Sanjeev. I don't think a 7-0 is absolutely off the cards, but it seems like an unlikely possibility because one, both Congress and AAP are ascendant. Two, there does seem to be some anti-incumbency against, particularly amongst the lower middle class and the poor against the center. People still haven't forgotten demonetization, and the traders are still upset about how the GST was implemented.
Shakti, if you can tell us about 2-3 key contests where we're going to see a good fight on our hands in Delhi.
Yeah, one is East Delhi, of course, where Atishi Marlena of the Aam Aadmi Party and Gautam Gambhir of the BJP, they are in contest. Then there is Northeast Delhi between BJP State President, Delhi President Manoj Tiwari, and Sheila Dikshit, the former Chief Minister of Delhi. And then there is New Delhi, where Meenakshi Lekhi of the BJP, she is a sitting MP, and she has been pitted against Ajay Maken, and he's a senior Congress leader. He was also the Congress state president.
I think the Congress this time has fielded most of their big players. You see Arvinder Singh Lavli, he was a minister in the Sheila Dikshit government. Ajay Maken, senior leader, he was also union minister during the UPA time. You have Sheila Dikshit herself. Then they've given ticket to the boxer Vijender Singh and Mahabal Mishra. So I think what the message that the Congress is trying to put out is that we are ready to field our heavyweights. We want to win this city back from Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP.
Absolutely, Sanjeev. And again, this is a battle of heavyweights. Neither AAP nor Congress nor the BJP are pulling any punches. And this is going to be a very, very interesting battle to watch.
Interesting contest indeed. Thank you so much, Rishabh and Shakti, for joining this conversation. So it's going to be very interesting because if the Aam Aadmi Party does not win enough seats or perform well, then it will give that foothold to the Congress. And remember, the assembly elections in Delhi are scheduled next year. Thank you so much for watching this show, but do stay tuned in for live updates.